What is good, YouTube? It is good to see you guys again. Today, we are going to be talking about Comstock. Now, I'm going to give you guys kind of an early disclaimer. It is a lot. It is going to be a lot of physics, a lot of technicals. So, I'm going to need you guys to hang in there. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of information we got to get through. So, I'm not going to talk too much in the beginning, but you always know I like to start it off with a video. Today, we're going to have the CEO kind of describing what's going on, like I said, and I like to make fun of you guys. I know you guys have those TikTok brains. I'm really going to need y'all to focus in and lock in because there's going to be a lot of important information in this 10-minute video, and he's going to talk a lot. So follow with me.
Here to talk about Comstock Mining, and actually the company has gone through a pretty dramatic change over the last 3 years. So we're called Comstock Inc. We have trading symbol LODE on the New York Stock Exchange. We've been listed for over a dozen years, and the company has three lines of business. Has a fuels business, a metal recycling business, and a full mining district for gold and silver.
That's very important. 3 different streams of income, and he's about to tell you all the other one. Keep tuning in.
We've also made some strategic investments in some technologies, all of which support one of our businesses or not. Most of the conversation I'd like to highlight for you today is around a physics-based artificial intelligence investment that we made.
Physics-based artificial intelligence.
That's revolutionizing mineral discovery. I think you'll find it quite fascinating. So I will make some forward-looking statements. So basically, Comstock today is a diversified portfolio of businesses and technologies. Our largest business today is taking woody biomass waste wood and making low carbon fuels.
So a lot of this might have gone over y'all's head just a tad bit. I know y'all are following me. I'm gonna keep pausing it just so we all stay on top of it. Now, once again, I like to make weird comparison of things, right? Like it's not gonna be fully accurate, but it's the way my mind works. They own a lot of technology and a lot of different businesses. I almost like to think of them as like a hedge fund that owns a whole bunch of different stocks. They just have a lot of different streams of income that they can benefit from. I think this is very important when we get to talking about what we're going to talk about later.
Literally sustainable aviation fuel, renewable diesel, gasolines at the highest yields today in the market. We could make over 100 gallons of fuel from 1 ton of dead waste wood. We also have a metal recycling business, and unlike most of the metal recyclers who are focused on batteries, we started on solar panels. Solar panels are coming out of the market at end of life use in incredibly high volumes. 100,000 tons came out of the market last year in the US alone, projected to be 1 million by 2030. Literally in 6 years, going from 100,000 tons a year to 1 million tons a year.
Right, so pretty much it's a growing market. Everybody knows as we try to pivot towards more technology, we're going to need more energy. People are going to want to try to pivot towards more cleaner energy. And what are we going to need? We're going to need people that can handle the recycling. One of the main things people don't like about EVs is going to be the batteries and the actual cars themselves. Guys, just follow. I know you guys got it, but I'm just making sure. We got to lock in with this one.
I believe we're the only industry participant taking upfront tipping fees and recycling these for high profit and keeping them out of landfills. Most of the solar panels in the US are in California, Arizona, and Nevada, where you'd expect them to be. But California has made it illegal to send these wasted panels to landfills because they destroy the ecosystem, they contaminate the water supply. So we're sitting there to receive those panels. We get paid up front, large amounts of money.
Paid up front. It is illegal for them to pretty much disregard it any other way, and they get paid to handle it. That is beautiful.
Money to process them and reuse all the materials: silver, cadmium, steel, copper, aluminum, even silica, all being reused for the future. And then we invested in a remarkable technology, almost unbelievable. When we invested in it, it sounded like science fiction. Literally taking an artificial intelligence capability and simulating materials at the atomic level. What does that mean? We can simulate the characteristics of metal oxides, electrical conductivity, thermal conductivity, heat densities. In a minute, we can simulate these materials and these properties. Because the technology can simulate known and even new materials, it also has the ability to sense, detect, and predict the existence of minerals. So
I'm just letting that sit with y'all for a second. I'm not even gonna comment. That right there alone, if you missed it, just go back. That's all I can say. Just go back.
Comstock is working with this company called Quantum Generative Materials.
Quantum generative materials. I'm telling y'all, this video finna get deep. This is not clickbait. I know y'all saw that in the title. This is not clickbait. It's finna get crazy.
To sense and identify minerals in our district. And I'll talk to you a little bit now about how we do that. So again, Comstock as a company has three businesses: Comstock Fuels, Comstock Metals, Comstock Mining, but a portfolio of companies that we've invested in that are revolutionizing fuels, revolutionizing metals, and revolutionizing how we identify and explore new minerals.
And this is why I like to use that hedge fund analogy. Some of the companies they're invested in, they get fun, man. They get fun. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Our district itself is 12 square miles. We literally own and control 12 square miles of real estate in northern Nevada, with 6 miles of contiguous mineralized trend. The Comstock mined over 8 million ounces of gold and almost 200 million ounces of silver between 1859 and 1880 with picks and shovels. We literally consolidated the whole district, and through 2 technical reports that are current, we've already identified almost 1 million ounces of gold, 600,000 of measured and indicated, over 300,000 of inferred, and over 8 million ounces of silver. Now, we did this collecting data, analyzing historical data, and a little bit of drilling. But we believe it's mathematical.
You guys know I like to quote funny things as I don't like to get political, so like I don't care what your views are respectfully. But as Trump said, drill, baby, drill. All I know is I don't care about your political views, but I do know that America in general and the cabinet is going to be very, very pro drilling, very pro minerals, very pro what Comstock is doing. They have 4 years to thrive in this market.
Mathematically impossible that all the gold and silver was discovered using picks and shovels. So now with GenMat, we are transforming how mineral discovery will be done. So we, meaning GenMat, just under 2 months ago, launched into orbit.
Into orbit. Do not let that slide.
On SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, one of the most powerful hyperspectral imagers known. We have our own satellite, GenMat, in orbit today that will be able to scan the Comstock district, feed all of this additional data into the geostatistical models that we've already built on the district, add to that data, and use the artificial intelligence to generate more prediction, more targets for the mineral discovery. And then our team on the ground will, what we call ground truth the model. We will prove the accuracy of the model through drilling, through validation. We're working with our geologists, our engineers, and GenMat's geophysicists and project managers to develop a new model, new expanded prediction, and validation. What it means is that we will be validating the next generation of mineral discovery capability. We will be developing the physics-based and geophysics-based artificial intelligence to not only consume a massive amount of more data, not only process the data, but ultimately predict the targets. And certainly, Comstock will benefit from the development of this technology by expanding our resource. We believe we can expand the existing resource by 4, 5, 6 times what it is today.
Now, I'm just going to pause here. I want you guys to really think about it, right? Most stocks kind of pump in narratives. They have quantum computing, for example, right now, space. Trying to think of another good one. Those are like the two main ones. AI is another one. Those are like the three main ones that are popping into my head. Comstock hates all of those. AI, space, SpaceX specifically. Do not let that SpaceX slip your mind. That is a beautiful partnership right there. And then we'll get into the quantum.
We believe it's mathematically impossible that all of the bonanzas and all of these discoveries have been made based on the techniques used. In fact, there were 33 bonanzas discovered on the Comstock, a stunning amount of silver and gold discovered just using picks and shovels and conventional means. But the biggest benefit from this technology won't be expanding our resource on the Comstock, which will be a big benefit, and we're excited about it. It'll revolutionize the way that we take this technology to other industries. And in fact, GenMat and Comstock
to other industries. They don't plan to just stay specifically mining gold and silver forever. This is so important.
are already forging a joint venture to take this proven capability to other companies and other districts around the world. Our satellite is in orbit. It will stay in orbit. I can tell you, when the rocket launched, I was sweating because they've been known to blow up. When it was deploying from the rocket into orbit, I was more than sweating. I won't use the words. But once it deployed and once we made the ground link for data exchange and transfer, we were celebrating, right? A tremendous task for a company to put its own satellite and one of the most powerful hyperspectral imagers in orbit. Now, here's my closing remark. This was pioneering 2 years ago. This is starting to become established as a normal convention. But in 2 or 3 years, if you're not using this technology for...
This is very important. If y'all are asleep, wake up just for this part.
For material development, for mineral discovery, you will be a dinosaur. There's no scenario where you're going to be able to keep up with these techniques and this kind of horsepower for mineral. It's essentially like taking... in mineral development, in material development, it's like taking Einstein on steroids. In geological development, it's the same thing. We can teach it everything that we know about our geology, but humans don't have the horsepower or the super intelligence to process all of this data, discern it, predict from it. This is what's coming, right? So it's our view that we needed to invest in GenMat so that in 3 or 4 years from now, we won't be dinosaurs. Closing comment. When I joined Comstock 13 years ago, there was somewhere between 6, 7, or 8 new million-ounce gold discoveries every year. 10 years later, there was an average of less than 1 new mineral discovery each year. And in the last 10 years, I'm not aware of any new major mineral discovery of greater than 1 million ounces. So the industry has hit a wall already, and it's this kind of technology that'll take us into the future. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay, that was a lot of information, but it was necessary so that we can get a very, very clear understanding of what LODE, Mrs. Comstock, that's sitting at 56 cents. Hopefully you guys heard that, and then when I sit there and I show you guys this little symbol right here, we look at it like it's crazy. It is under $1, and me personally, I love a good angel number every single time, right? So seeing this closing the day at 56 cents, granted after hours, it is going to be up 24% right now, hitting 70, right? I mean, Me personally, hearing this and hearing 56 cents, after watching that, I'm already feeling, I'm feeling giddy. I'm feeling a little giddy, right? So let's keep it simple. Let's go over some things that he kind of covered, right? So the systematic solution. So we have Comstock Fuels, Comstock Metals, Comstock Mining, and strategic investments. I'm going to kind of get straight into it. We're going to start here, right? Green Lion, right, is one of LODE's partners. Where'd it go? Right here, strategic investments, right? We had talked about their three revenue streams that they had initially. The fourth one, right, is their strategic investments. So some of the companies that they're looking at, Green Line is going to be one of them. We're going to start there. You know, it's lithium ion battery recycling technology company. I mean, there's, like I said, there's going to be a lot of batteries popping up. That's why, even KULR cooler kind of even bounced up a little bit. They have a lot to do with the lithium ion batteries, right? So the fact that they even have a little bit in this market, I think, is just really good, especially as EVs kind of start to work their way in, right? And I mean, there's not too many crazy partners here, but I do like to just see that there are some partners here and that we are just seeing it be stagnant, right? I do like that we're seeing some movement here, right? I really do like to see that. And then the next one that we're going to have is GenMat. So we're going to go straight into it with GenMat. I'm not even going to try to hold it in too much, right? There's a lot of cool things that GenMat is just doing. I'm not gonna lie, like GenMat is so cool, it's kind of hard to keep up with them. Like they're just doing a lot, right? They're doing a lot. Now, we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here, right? So Comstock acquires Quantum Generative Materials LLC. So I'm just throwing these things out there so we can genuinely understand what GenMat is trying to do. I think people just kind of see it as a partnership when it's really going to be what fuels Comstock in itself. Comstock is a great company, but I think GenMat is going to be, like he said, towards the end, which is why I really needed y'all to bear with me. It's going to be what keeps Comstock from turning into a dinosaur. This allocation right here alone, if it does what he needs to do, it's going to be great for them. I mean, like you need it, right? You need artificial intelligence. Like we're seeing it pop up everywhere. Like we even seeing it popping up on the roads, which is the last video I did. If you guys haven't checked that one out, definitely go take a peep at it. But it's just like GenMat is looking kind of cool. Now let's kind of get into GenMat, right? They had a little presentation thing that I tried to take a look at, and I really do like that the founder, I want to say CEO of GenMat, not fully sure, so feel free to correct me on that one. I really do like how he's able to simplify everything when he is sitting here talking about a lot of the stocks, right? So like this fact here is really cool. Like only three countries can build jets on their own: USA, Russia, and France. Only one country can create the best semiconductor chips. We know Nvidia and AMD's chips are both made in Taiwan. People be like, well, Intel's chips are made in America. Be so for real. Um, rare earth element REs are controlled in China. I want to say there was an article. Let me actually see if I can find it. China gold. There was some kind of article about China and gold. I don't think it helps that I'm on Bing, guys. I really don't like Bing, and I need to change it, and I haven't changed it. Let me see if I can look this up real quick without taking up too much of the time. Yeah, here we go. The largest gold mine in the world, right? It was discovered in China, right? So that's just kind of a thing within itself. So that's kind of why I'm also emphasizing what they kind of have talking about rare earth element, right? Is controlled by China, right? Physics AI will disrupt geopolitics, right? I think it's definitely a very bullish statement, but listening to NVIDIA CEO from interviews from like 13 years ago, sometimes that's what you need in order to genuinely accomplish what you need, right? And one thing that I love about this is that it is already be doing it's getting done in real time, right? It's not like they're just saying all these cool things. GenMat satellite developed. They used the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket to go into space to launch their satellite that is still in operation. Like, let's let that kind of sit for a second. Like, that in itself is pretty cool. Like, the fact that we're even being able to see them launching is just amazing. Another thing that I like about Comstock, right? They are a multifaceted business, right? Like I just love to see that they also are acquiring real estate, as they are mining in different regions. Like it's just beautiful to see that they are a well diversified company now. Do have another video that I wanted you guys to watch as well. I think this one was pretty interesting. This kind of goes into what we're talking about with GenMat.
Experience elevated living at The Overlook,
This is not
Northwest
it.
Reno's
This is
newest
not it.
modern luxury apartments.
Let me
Newly
see.
constructed
We have a
1, 2, and
technical
3 bedroom floor
difficulties,
plans
chat.
featuring modern, innovative interiors designed for your
Alright,
maximum
y'all just gonna
comfort
have to
and
bear with me.
elevated lifestyle. Renting.
I'm gonna at least sit here. But yeah, like you're telling me we're hitting minerals AI in space for 56 cents? Or sorry, 70 cents? I'm in. In there on the
Range
news.
was the first major discovery of silver in the United States. Comstock Inc. has acquired the most significant portions of the historic silver and gold mining district and is combining more than 150 years of mining data with advanced sensing technology positioned in space. Josh Many details how the company is reinforcing Nevada as a leader in the new energy economy.
The recent satellite launch was a huge milestone.
On November 11th, Comstock Inc. launched a hyperspectral imaging satellite into orbit aboard a SpaceX rocket.
To be able to build a satellite, get space on the SpaceX rocket, deploy it safely, establish a ground link, and now be ready to start scanning is really, a breakthrough for us.
Comstock is the first mining company in the world to pioneer the integration of space-based advanced hyperspectral sensing with extensive geological records. They have partnered with GenMat, the company who makes the hyperspectral remote sensing imaging satellite system. GenMat is also developing a physics-based artificial intelligence to essentially see what's beneath the surface.
Taking 150 years worth of geological, geostatistical, geophysical data, feeding the AI, teaching it, if you will, adding to it hyperspectral imaging from space, right, which can show us chemistries and physical properties that we cannot see with our own eyes, and building a predictive model.
Comstock pioneers technologies in multiple industries with the focus on environmental stewardship and decarbonization.
Instead of disruptive drilling that's pervasive, you'll start to identify targets much more intelligently using historical data, using more advanced current data, using the AI to predict.
Further cementing Northern Nevada as a leading ecosystem in the new sustainable energy economy.
We're advancing the opportunity to double and triple, the ounces that we're finding just, beneath Virginia City. What that could mean to Nevada, which is the fourth largest producer of gold in the world, would be earth-shattering.
And again, that was Josh Many reporting. The satellite is currently orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes, scanning the Comstock mine.
Like I said, it is still up and pumping and running. We love to see it. I just love it. Like, you're telling me strategic investing is mining fuels and metals. I'm just getting a lot of the best of both worlds. Now, if you guys are interested, who are some of the head honchos when it comes to this business? Right? Do we have good leadership? We can have a great business, but if the leadership isn't that good, then it is not as far as we would like it to be. Now, I kind of did a little bit of research into these guys, and honestly, they seem pretty solid. I mean, Buddy right here has a lot of experience. 35 years of industrial manufacturing. That's pretty good. A lot of experience and a lot of passion behind the company. I just love to see it. I love when I can find, uh, videos of the CEO talking in multiple different scenarios and in multiple different environments. Now, as far as getting down to the actual business model, like I said, I'm gonna need you guys to stay with me. It's gonna be a lot of information. This is kind of just going off of what is actually produced in America right now, right? I mean, 228 billion, right? It is just pretty much showing us it's a lot, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. So like we're gonna try to keep it as simple as possible, right? Revenue tax credit is important as people start to get more environmental friendly, as we start to think about more of these things, as we start to use and take more energy, right? Energy values right here. It's going to be very, very cool to see tax credits be up in here. Now, like I said, a lot of this is a very, very complicated, but I'm still showing you guys because I want you guys to understand that this is a very in-depth company. And if you guys have time, I recommend really sitting down and looking into this because even though I kind of do talk about penny stocks and I do talk about quick gains and I do talk about like short-term trading a lot, right? Keep in mind, this is not financial advice whatsoever. I do think that there's a lot of good stuff within this company that I cannot just cover in this amount of time. This is already too long, right? Like it's already getting too long. But it's beautifully done. Like they have everything written out. And one thing that I love is I'm not saying they don't have any competitors, but the competitors are not doing it like them. And keep in mind, this is 56 cents. 56 cents. I think that that in itself is just beautiful. Now, let's kind of get into some of the news. We're getting press release after press release after press release. They're pumping us a little bit. We're getting some things, right? Comstock feels awarded 3 million from Oklahoma, and this is on December 17th, right? I mean, I'm loving what I see. I really am. They have some very, very, very cool things going on with them. And like I said, this is all recently, October 27th. Quantum generative materials, right? That word alone, quantum, is worth so much money. That word quantum within itself can pump up a stock solely from just having it in there. Like let's be real, right? So that acquirement alone is just gonna be very, very big for what LODE has, right? And then the fact that GenMat, I mean, we have a satellite in space from SpaceX that's been up and running for pretty much a year now. Uh, I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you can't really beat that. And it's SpaceX. We all know that SpaceX within itself is a word that that'll do its
waste
thing
wood and making
just
low
based off of
carbon
that,
fuels
Um,
literally.
sorry about that. Like, let's just kind of go into the sentiment now, right? Like, people are here and people are bullish. I've been in the LODE separated for a while, right? Just watching people talk, been watching people kind of get into it. Can someone put me on to like your best DD, right? Like there is, and this is a great. I forgot to say, I've watched this maybe like 4 different times. Like this is not one, and there's multiple by the way. This isn't just one that you watch once and then like act like you know everything, right? Like most of these people are going to need to watch it like multiple times to truly understand what's going on, right? And I just really want to emphasize that this is a company that you should put on your watch list. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling y'all to just go put $2 million in, go bankrupt your house. No, absolutely not. But I'm saying there are a lot of good resources in here. I fact checked a couple of them. I'm trying to find it. Um, and like I said, these are some good opportunities right here. But there is a lot of good lot of good videos on these as well. A lot of good videos. There's another one I was just watching. There's this one right here. This is a great video as well.
If a man really hated ads, here's
I gotta love the ads. I don't have time to really like play everything for you guys, but Red Cloud TV has a couple good interviews with both the GenMat CEO and Corrado over here. So I think that's definitely a good watch. But the sentiment, guys, I'm telling you, it's there. I think the company itself is good. I mean, we can take a deeper look at some of the things real quick of the fundamentals, of the basics, because I know I did kind of skip right over that and go straight into the actual fundamental analysis, everything, because that's just honestly how I like to do my stuff. Earnings are kind of coming out, not fully soon, but they're kind of creeping up on us. I mean, February 25th is not that far out. I mean, a lot of you guys are short-term traders, but you know, it's just how it is. You know, we are, profitable. I don't see any negative signs for the revenue, so we're doing not too bad, right? We're doing not too bad. And like I said, the market sentiment is there. You're going to be hearing a lot about this stock right now, but I do want to tell you guys, thank you for tuning in and thank you for hanging out with me. I know this video is a little bit longer than expected, but I'm very, very bullish on the stock. Like I said, this is not financial advice whatsoever. Please do your own research. But this is just an opportunity so that you don't have to do research yourself. For those of you who have a little bit of difficulties doing research, this is to kind of teach you guys how I like to approach it and how I like to know whether or not I'm going to be putting money in. Now, as far as if I'm going to short this one or hold long term, I'm not 100% sure yet. I gotta see how this goes after it hits $3. That is going to be around the price where I'm going to kind of determine where the market sentiment at, probably do an updated video and really see if LOD is going to be as long term as I hope. Alrighty guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys, and check out my last video if you haven't already. That stock is very cool as well. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Peace out. Y'all have a good one.